Okay, now we're ready to analyze document D. So everybody get out document D. That's the one with the smaller Indian map on it. Okay, and the first thing we want to do as we analyze it is to circle everything in the document. Okay, so that means we get the source, we come around here, we come down, we get the map, we get under the map, which is the map source. We do not include the questions, and then we go up and finish our circle. So that's the whole document. Now what do? We want to indicate the sources and the notes. So here's a source. Put a line, put an arrow to that source. We'll read it. It says excerpts from the edicts of Asoka, circa 250 BCE. Who remembers what circa means? Right, that means around or about that time. Now we're going to draw an arrow to the note. Draw an arrow to the note. Let's read the note. Asoka's 33 edicts are located throughout modern-day India, Nepal, and Pakistan. You remember those two countries, Nepal and Pakistan? Here's the Nepal region right here, and here's the Pakistan region over here. Nepal, Pakistan. Those engraved on pillars are known as pillar edict, and those on walls or boulders are rock edict. Now, what are those? Those and those. There's those pronouns again. Okay? Let me zoom in for you, sorry. There. So, what engraved on pillars? Those what? Those edicts. See, there's 33 edicts throughout the kingdom. Those engraved on pillars are pillar edicts. Those edicts engraved on boulders are called rock edicts. And now we've got listed here 1, 2, 3, 4 rock edict. So we're going to circle rock edict number 2. Circle that whole rock edict nice and tight. We're going to circle pillar edict number 4. Circle rock edict number 6. And circle rock edict number 12. Alright? Now, let's break down the map before we read our edicts. So here's our map. Let me zoom out. Let's indicate where the map is, India. So circle India. Let's take a look at the key. The map has a key, so let's circle the key. And let's see what we can tell from the key. The gray area is the Mauryan Empire under Asoka. Now, if you remember, in the first map in document A, this part was Kalinga. And look, now it's all gray. It's all Asoka's territory, all of that. So if you want, let's go ahead and highlight Asoka's territory by drawing a real quick line around it. See how quick I'm doing this? We don't need to be all day. Just, there we go. There's Asoka's territory in gray. Now, take a look at the rest of the key. Major rock edicts are squares. Pillar edicts are triangles, and minor rock edicts are hollow squares. And look at all of the edicts. You can begin now. You zoom in on this map for you. You can see how many edicts. He had these things all over the country. There's a whole bunch of them. All right, now let's get an idea what some of these edicts said. So we'll start with rock edict number 2. Here's what Asoka said. Medicinal herbs, that means, plants for medicines. Medicinal herbs, whether useful to man or to beast, have been brought and planted wherever they did not grow. Similarly, roots and fruit have been brought and planted wherever they did not grow. Along the roads, wells have been dug and trees planted for the use of men and beasts. So he's had this stuff planted where it didn't grow already so that people could use it. Wonder why he did that. You have to ask yourself, why did he do that? All right, Pillar Edict 4. I have decreed. Who's I? Who's I? That's Asoka. I have decreed that prisoners who have been convicted and sentenced to death shall be granted a respite of 3 days when their relatives may appeal to the officials for the prisoners' lives. So they get a 3-day time frame. They get a respite of 3 days. They get 3 days where their relatives can go to the officials, go to the judges, and beg for the prisoner's life to be spared. Rock Edict 6. Who's I? Asoka. I consider that I must promote the welfare of the whole world. Now, we talked about welfare a little bit when we did the Declaration of Independence, because it said promote the common welfare. And welfare meant, does anybody remember? So we're going to underline welfare, we're going to put an arrow out here, and we're going to write a little phrase that for what welfare means. So welfare means the health and happiness, health and happiness, the health and happiness. So to read that again, you would say, I consider that I must promote the health and happiness of the whole world. Promote. Promote means to work for something. No, you can't see that here. Let me make that so you can see that better. Work for. I consider that I must work for the welfare of the whole world, and hard work and the dispatch of business are the means of doing so. Indeed, there is no better work than promoting the welfare of the whole world. And whatever may be my great deeds, I have done them in order to discharge my debt to all beings. Okay, now let's back this up. Hard work and the dispatch of business. And this just means taking care of business. Okay, taking care of business is the way to work for the happiness of the world. All right, and Rock Edict number 12. The faiths of others all deserve to be honored for one reason or another. Now, what does he mean by faiths? What other faith was there? What other religion? He means the religions of others. So let's put a little arrow right here. We'll put the word religions. The religions of others all deserve to be honored for one reason or another. By honoring them, what's them? By honoring what? There's a pronoun. By honoring the faiths. By honoring the faiths of others, one exalts one's own faith, and at the same time performs a service to the faith of others. So in other words, by honoring other religions, one shows that his own religion is a good one, okay? And that at the same time performs a service to the faith of others. So this is for the benefit of all people. So there you go. There's our document. Now you decide whether you want to put any evidence in which column. So you've got document C done. So let's say you got all of document C filled out down to about here. Draw a line all the way across. Make your line straight. And then put document D down there. All right, and now you fill in your evidence and see what you come up with. It's okay to talk to your neighbor about it. Document D.